Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric.
What's up?
Check us out on Instagram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow yourself.
Gulag_J_Wilden.
If you like some cool comics, some cool toys, check us out also at REC Comics. Got tons of stuff going up every week. We do a lot of stuff on Sundays mostly, but we've been putting stuff up every couple days. So come check it out. Action figures, comics, collectibles. Let's make some money. All right.
It's the Church of Comics.
Yeah,
on Sunday. That's where we worship.
There we go. I like it. We're trying to hit everything you need. All right. How you doing, my friend?
Good. I'm good.
Yeah,
dude. I'm good.
Good. I'm good. Good. I'm dude. Eric runs here after work every day.
Yes, I
that
do.
we record. So he actually needs this to stay alive.
I do.
This is his fix now. Is getting some good REC in.
Rocking it, man. I love it, dude.
And you know what? I'm gonna do a little shout out. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna do a little shout out.
Dig it.
To Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
He was really, you know, I've been real hard on him, especially with the Justice League stuff. And to be fair, his has been the most consistent news of this whole year when it comes to comic stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna try to quit hating as much. Shout out to Zack Snyder. I'm not super excited for the Snyder Cut, but we have more Snyder Cut news, and we appreciate that from the Snide Man. The first glean of, you know, the first thing that I'm excited about, and it's totally we may lose listeners, and I'm sorry, but Jared Leto, is supposedly coming back to do some scenes. Seems weird, but he's going to do some Justice League scenes.
Right.
Again, they're filming an entirely new movie, and dude, it would be kind of funny if they just straight did that. They're just like, hey guys, we got you. Thanks for watching HBO Max. Here's a 4-hour Justice League thing that we're just rebooting. Same people, but we're rebooting with this. But yes, Jared Leto, you guys know I was a fan. I was a fan of Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad. The movie's not good, and we needed more, but I liked his version of it, especially being the first to follow, right? He was the first to follow Heath Ledger. You got to do something different. I've till I was hoarse in the throat, have defended him, and Zack Snyder thinks the same. So we're going to get some more Jared Leto in the Snyder Cut.
Yes. I you know, as much hate as I like to throw at Leto, I think your sentiment's right, dude. He had to pull himself apart from Heath.
Yeah.
There's no way you're following that.
No.
Just do something different. If you can't follow it, go right.
Dude,
go left.
I wonder if Joaquin's Joker would have bombed if it was the first Joker thing we saw after, you know, years later.
It's hard to say. I think his Joker, I don't think it would have been as good. I still think it would have gotten praise.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was dealing with some heavy subjects. You know, this wasn't just a comic book movie.
It had the right timing that it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was very influenced by the time.
Yeah.
And obviously Martin Scorsese.
I think it does play a part in it. Because, you know, a lot of people did hate Leto's Joker. It wasn't for me, but I can appreciate it. Sure. I can appreciate him trying to, you know, really get into the character. I say this all the time. If you lost the tattoos, I'd be okay with it.
I think it would have helped a lot of people.
I just hate it, dude.
I think it would have.
Joker wouldn't waste the time getting tattoos. No. That's just how I feel. It's just nothing he'd be interested in doing.
Unless this guy was renowned for doing Batman tattoos.
Sure, that could maybe
so he'd go get a Batman tattoo and then murder that dude. You know, that's a very Joker thing to do.
That's a very Joker thing to do.
So you know, I'm more down now, and I know that's gonna look, guys. Let's have some discourse.
They hooked you.
Yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. We can argue about it as long as we're all civil. We can all talk about it. Message us. There's a post up on the at REC Podcast on the IG, and we can talk about it. I'd love to talk about it. You know, if you guys want a little video about it, we can do that as well. But the dimes keep dropping, and I'm talking about man dimes.
Yeah,
Joe Magliano. I never.
Magliano.
Magliano. Is that how you say it? Magliano.
Magliano. Flash Thompson?
Yeah, Flash Thompson from Spider-Man 1. You guys know that guy? Magic Mike, Sofia Vergara's
True Blood.
Yeah, so hot. Yeah, Joe Magliano. He's going to be back as Deathstroke. You know, they kind of set that up at the end of
Suicide
Squad was that Lex Luthor and I haven't heard Jesse Eisenberg about anything.
I haven't heard anything about him either.
Significant news about Jesse Eisenberg.
I think I don't know, man. I don't think they're bring him back.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's bizarre.
I mean, we're gonna have to see this Snyder cut. Yeah. If it's going to just be a different cut of the Justice League we got, or if they're just like, hey, this is a whole new thing.
Yeah, there's about 30 minutes regular, and then it's just like a brand new movie. I mean, it feels like that at this point.
I think so too.
It feels like they're casting a new film.
Yes,
because we had no Snyder, no Leto, no Magliano in there. So it seems different. But I'm excited. I thought he looked awesome at the end of Suicide Squad.
Of that, man.
Probably it's pretty close.
Okay, was it? I'm trying to remember if that was Suicide Squad or Justice League. No, remember he says, "Shouldn't we have a league of our own?"
Oh yeah, it was at the end of Justice League. Yeah, because what we're doing is we're confusing the stuff that was happening in Batman vs Superman.
Oh, that's right.
So yes, at the end of Justice League, we get that. Yeah, shouldn't we? Have our own league? And they start throwing baseballs and talking about how there's no crying in baseball. But we have Dime Stroke, good old Deathstroke.
I like it. I like Dime Stroke, dude.
And I'm kind of into that as well.
Me too. I think that was
more villains.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have all of those heroes, and even Thanos had the Maw, the Black Order.
Yeah.
So we had some mini bosses which weren't used as effectively as I wanted. That's for another show. But at least we had some kind of mini bosses, and there was no. It was just the parademons and
Steppenwolf.
And Steppenwolf, yeah, and the Unity. Okay. Yeah. So give me more villains. Like, if DC wants to really shake things up, bring us the Injustice League or the Crime Syndicate, or before Marvel puts together their team of villains.
Because before we get to Thunderbolts.
That's the huge... and I even think Thunderbolts can wait because they already got... Suicide Squad already got done first. So, in terms of, Masters of Evil or any of that, those teams of villains that hook up... to fight heroes, like that's the one thing that Marvel hasn't done yet.
That's right.
So you beat them to the water, and you could beat them to, like I said, if you could beat them to alternate Earth crime syndicate stuff, it's too late for that right now. But they had a chance.
They got a shot. They had
such a shot, and they could still do something else with at least having Lex Luthor, Joker, just having their team of villains, Cheetah.
Because we'll be getting her,
Black Adam. I mean, they have a lot of villains that don't seem to make sense to kill right away.
Right.
So if they can get to the team of villains first, like they can make something very interesting.
I think it's going to be. I think they still got a fighting shot. Just see how they execute it, man. I mean, I just want to know how they're going to put Deathstroke and Leto into this Justice League movie. I want to know how they're going to insert them, because
it's just another end scene. It's just that same end scene, but then the Joker comes up on the boat too.
Yeah. I'd be into that.
Oh my gosh, I would be. I mean, it would make sense.
It would be so. It would be,
and I would just be like, sure.
Yeah, I think
sure.
I don't think you'd be that surprised. But okay, I saw that coming.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense to me. This is the first bit of news that has got me excited about the Snyder Cut.
For sure,
was these two additions of villains.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that, man. Let's do that.
I think we get this, and then we see how Wonder Woman does, and we'll go from there, man.
Yeah.
DC has 2 punches to throw.
Yes.
And if they land them, they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
I think if they miss 1 punch, they're done.
Yeah.
Still, they got to land both of these.
And they've got a good 1-2 setup.
I think
they've got a good 1-2 setup.
I think they do indeed, man.
I'm excited about it. I'm more into the film now. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, give me villains. Bring on the bad guys.
Yeah.
Bring on the bad
guys.
Baddies. Yeah.
Bring on the baddies.
October 21st has come and went.
Yeah.
And that is Back to the Future Day.
Oh, really?
Yes, because that is the coordinates that they go to back in time is October 21st, 54, whatever the year is for the first film. So that has been for the last several years, probably closer to 10, has been Back to the Future Day.
Okay.
There was a re-release of the films. Target had its own exclusive.
Like the Snyder cut of Back to the Future.
It was a Snyder cut of Back to the Future. Yeah, there's a lot more Jared Leto in these, which was nice. It was a welcomed addition. Some extended scenes, digital, more Blu-ray remastered, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Every bundle had its own kind of exclusive.
That's kind of cool.
Walmart, Best Buy, Target, they all had something going on. So it was pretty fun. And I mean, arguably one of the best trilogies ever.
I agree. I think this falls victim to the third film syndrome.
Yeah.
Where it's just not.
I like the third one.
Hold up.
I like the third. I like them all. When I watch one, I watch the other two.
I did too.
A lot of times in the same day.
Me too.
Or in consecutive days.
Yeah, I just don't think it. I think if everyone was kind of expecting more because first one was classic. Second one kind of raised it a little bit, get that fever pitch going, and then we got 3, which I think like ending confused some people.
It is a little confusing, but it's Americana. It's one of those films that when you saw it, like we said, it's like Indiana Jones. When you watch it, you want to watch the rest.
Yeah, Zemeckis had a vision.
He did. That whole crew. It's interesting to see. I mean, people still reference Doc and
Rick and Morty essentially is a parody on Back to the Future, right?
The original kind of sketch that they did for Rick and Morty was Doc and Marty. And it was ridiculous. It's terrible. It actually made me like Rick and Morty a little less. But that was the riff on it. And then they just Rick and Morty. Let's just do that.
Let's just do that instead.
Yeah. So it's cool to have that trilogy back. I saw it on TV the other day, and I mean I own it. So I mean I'm gonna watch it.
Of course.
I'm very excited to rewatch Back to the Future. Which is your favorite of the 3?
The first one.
The first
one. I still love the first one. Yeah, it hits every emotional note.
Yeah.
That just watching a movie like that, I get everything from it. I get laughter.
Yeah.
I get the anger. Yeah. I get the sads. Then I get the redemption.
It was one of the first films. I don't think they did all 3 together, but they shot 2 and 3 back to back. Within the same few months. Which I mean, that's. I remember when Lord of the Rings came out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we filmed all of these." And I was like, really? And I had never really heard of that before in terms of like a series.
Right.
But Back to the Future, as far as I know, at least in my lifetime, they were the first ones to do it, or at least the biggest films to do it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's I'm excited about it, man. I wish we could. Do you want a 4?
I'd rather get a reboot, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I just don't think the actors are capable of doing it right now. Both our leads are not in the best shape right now to do movies, unfortunately. Sure. Christopher Lloyd is very old.
I think he's like 82.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't seen him do anything in years, as far even be on an interview or something.
Yeah.
And of course, Michael J. Fox, suffers from Parkinson's. I don't know if he's got. I heard he's doing really good.
Yeah, he's definitely got on the stem cell and everything. I mean, he's juiced up. He's juiced up on that stuff. It was always interesting, because with Parkinson's, you kind of jittery, you move a lot. Like even just this. Like that kind of stuff, he can't really sit straight. But I remember I saw this awesome thing. I think he was on Oprah or something like that, and he loves to play the guitar. So he can't. He couldn't really play the guitar anymore because he can't sit still.
Right.
But he loves hockey. And dude, when he gets out on the ice, when he even at his worst, you wouldn't even be able to tell.
That's a good point.
Like being able to be on the ice and moving, just like constantly moving. Right. It was something that he still got to have fun. It was really like it was breaking my heart watching him try to like put on his skates.
Right.
But then as soon as he got him on,
he was a monster.
Dude, it was beautiful.
That's awesome, man.
And he got to play, got to have fun. Yeah. But I did
hit people.
Yeah, he's like super violent. He's a real violent hockey player. Man, because Michael J. Fox is one of those guys that. I still want to see Michael J. Fox.
Me too.
Stuff.
He's a good actor. He's just good. He's one of those people that the actor transcends the film he's in. It's like, I'm going to watch it because it's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
And he's a good actor, but it's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
I got to watch it,
it's like I'm always down.
Me too.
I'm always down.
For sure.
So you'd rather see a reboot than a sequel. I think I'd like to see a combination of the two.
Sure.
Where you got to go to... I love that kind of stuff. A big X-Men fan. I love seeing legacy characters, JSA type stuff. And it's just like, maybe you don't need any direct relation to Marty or Doc, but maybe somebody else stumbles upon it. Maybe somebody finds the remains of the destroyed one that gets hit by the train.
Right.
And they're able to put it together, or they hear myths, they're putting it together through future, because maybe maybe when the Doc was in the West, maybe he just couldn't get back to the future.
Right.
And maybe he had a couple blips.
Sure.
Where he shows up elsewhere, just like along the timeline, and then is pulled back or something like
12
that.
Monkeys.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, he's getting like.
Yeah, so we're seeing Doc in Italy, circa 1919,
right.
or just something like that, where we're seeing him trying to find the components to get back to the future and just is unable to, and then ends up settling. And like maybe that's a secret. He doesn't tell Marty like, "Hey man, I tried a bunch of times,"
for sure.
And I don't know. That would be cool.
I would be down with that.
There was an awesome commercial that really got me real excited years ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago. And it was for some it was like for Radio Shack or for some obscure like that type of thing. And I thought it was brilliant. And it would be an excellent ad campaign where you have this like couple and they're kind of like filming something. They're on vacation or something like that. And you see the DeLorean appear, slam into this into that Radio Shack or whatever the store was, and then Doc gets out and he's like, "What year is it?" He's like, "What do you have in your hand?" And it's clearly like somebody's phone. But dude, it would be awesome if there was a way to like do, and it was Christopher Lloyd.
Okay,
yeah, and it would be cool if we saw stuff like that, like people kind of akin to what I was just saying before. Yeah. We're seeing home videos and we're seeing Doc Brown
just
in the back
zipping through. And,
yeah, you're seeing a painting and what looks like the DeLorean back painted into something.
Oh,
that would be a cool setup. On another note, instead of my first idea, maybe Doc's trying to figure something out,
right,
and then he gets lost in time, and then Marty's been looking for Doc Brown for years, is old, doesn't know the technology anymore, so then we have the legacy thing where his son, or Doc's cowboy wife and kids, they need to team up to go do it. And again, I like the idea of breadcrumbs through history.
I love that really angle too.
We take that national treasure, that Indiana Jones motif, and we put it in time. And I'd be totally down.
You got my money.
Right? Just like following these breadcrumbs to find Doc Brown, to see like what happened to Doc.
Totally.
That I could do.
I could be, if the actors were capable and willing to do it.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. But if I had to like recast Marty, who I think would be good, or actually really good at it, great? Pete Davidson.
Interesting.
I think he'd be a really good Marty. He's kind of got the, that kind of sarcastic, get him attitude,
Okay.
I think he'd be very good for the role.
Yeah.
And as far as casting a Doc, though, that's where I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Yeah.
I'm thinking who would be the new kind of eccentric older guy in Hollywood right
now. That's an interesting idea. There's constantly fan art of like RDJ and Tom Holland.
That would be funny.
That would be really good. What about oh my gosh, Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god.
What about Willem Dafoe?
Why not Willem Dafoe?
Like just kind of like he looks a lot like, and the reason
scientists look to him.
But the reason I went there is because he definitely looks like Rick from Rick and Morty in my head. Like he could be a live action Rick. So like,
yeah, I think we cast Willem Dafoe and Pete Davidson and see what happens.
That's interesting. The only thing with me about Pete Davidson, and it's not it's not totally his fault, but he looks like somebody who's on a lot of medication, or and he is at times, and I just. He doesn't look fresh faced like a Tom Holland would, or.
But I think maybe we play to it. Him being, maybe this person doesn't have to be so upbeat. And,
maybe he's Brown's kid.
I can kind of see that
because he could be like, you take all this stuff to like stay awake because I'm trying to figure things out.
Oh God, I like that because he does kind of seem zonked out sometimes. Yeah. I just think he's hilarious. I like Pete Davidson.
yeah, totally. Have you watched The King of Staten Island yet?
No, everyone tells me
it's Judd
really
Apatow
good.
directed. I think it's on Prime right now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's something to look into. But yeah, apparently he's great in it, and Burr is supposed to be phenomenal.
Yeah, Burr's actually a decent actor. He was good in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, for his few scenes, he's been pretty good. He was on SNL a couple weeks ago, and
killed it.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was so funny. He got a lot of flack, but when you're a comedian, if you're not getting flack,
you're not. Yeah.
Either you're super loved or you're getting flack, and either way you're doing your job.
Exactly.
Either way you're doing.
If you can find the sweet spot in the middle, good on you.
I've got no problem with that.
What's your favorite Back to the Future?
Dude, I love the whole series. Honestly, I think I like 2 the best.
Interesting.
Just because you get such a a left turn from the first one.
Right.
Going from like, oh, this is easy. All we have to do effects wise is just some flames on the ground,
Totally.
a little. But man, at the end of the first Back to the Future, where the car levitates and it fly where we're going, we don't need roads, this and that. Being able to get that, because 2 has Trump Biff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, I love multiverse Biffs. The Biff multiverse is one of my favorite ones. Into the Biff verse for the big tuna out there. All right. And I love seeing everything with the almanac, everything with like how he gets rich. And I love that talk with him and Marty.
Oh, for sure.
Where he's like telling him like what happened. Like it's just so good. Like I don't know that actor's name, the guy who plays Biff throughout the years.
He was in Blood In Blood Out. I just remember that.
Oh my gosh, he is.
He played the partner to Benjamin Bratt.
That's right. Yeah, his when Bratt becomes, dude, it's so weird that you brought up Blood In Blood Out. When somebody I follow on Instagram was like, man, I can't find Blood In Blood Out on any streaming service.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, but you can get it $5 at Walmart.
You can,
but that's a sucker's deal.
And I think it's free on YouTube. So,
oh, is it really?
Yeah, he ended up finding it on YouTube. But I love seeing the multiverse of characters. I love the scene where older Marty does the bet and loses it. And then gets fired and
Thomas F. Wilson.
Dude, I did not know his name at all.
Yeah,
like you say Thomas F. Wilson.
I just know Biff. I'm Lance Biff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like when you see the actor who played Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. He's been in a ton of movies. He's Buffalo Bill.
He's like, it's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. You messed up, dude. You're always gonna be Buffalo Bill.
Oh, she a big fat woman.
He's always kind of talking out of the side of his face. He's not quite like a meth guy where they kind of talk through their teeth, but he's kind of talking out of the side of his face a little bit, And
what's your favorite Back to the Future moment? Like, is it? Mine's the score.
Okay,
dude, I love the score to that movie, dude. It's
Hans Zimmer, right?
It's got to be Hans Zimmer
or Danny Elfman. It's something like
somebody like that, but we're probably both way off. Yeah, it's Alan Silvestri.
Oh my
so we're both way
Alan
off.
Silvestri, which still it's up there.
I love it.
It is good. I think that the punch scene from the first one is excellent.
Yeah, that's good.
I love the hoverboard chase in the second one.
It's cool.
And then when Marty does the moonwalk with Buford Tannen, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's Buford or whomever's in the bar, and I just think it looks awesome.
I think we need to go on a Tannen verse,
right?
A Tannen tangent.
Yeah. Into the Tannen verse. Yeah. Everything about Buford Tannen. The manure stuff was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Him and manure, man.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, you're doomed to get cow poop on you,
exactly,
for all your days,
forever, man. You and your spawn. Manure forever.
Give me your favorite moments from the three, because you don't like the third one as much, right?
I love it. I do indeed, but the first one, being a musician,
classic.
Dude.
Yeah,
the guitar scene when he plays come on, man.
Although it's like weird that they kind of like make it seem like he invented
that, which is like, come on now.
So it's a weird way to, but
it's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
if they would have just left that part out, I'd have been a lot cooler with it.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny when he starts to do those crazy arpeggio leads, and just like, a little too soon for you. Your kids will love it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so funny, and it's like that movie takes place in current time in the 80s.
Right.
And so it's like, man, like your parents were from the 50s.
Right.
It's so nuts to me, and. What about Back to the Future 2?
Oh man, hoverboards on there.
Awesome.
Honestly, I think it's the Jaws coming out that when he's in by the theater because it kind of precognitively showed what movies are going to become.
Yeah, and I think
everything was 3D for a minute there.
They have that Star Wars that came out in like the same year that like the most recent saga started and everything. It's a big precursor for some things.
And then the third one, I like the wake up juice scene with Doc Brown's. I don't know.
We need some wake up juice. And it's like hot sauce and coffee and whiskey. It's all this like crazy stuff.
But it works.
Yeah, he only has like the one shot and it just like puts him out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that they really, when I like the subtlety of the whole thing about when they alter stuff in the past.
Sure.
Marty's parents like being on rocks like on the beginning because even though in the past he doesn't punch Biff that night,
right?
They still get married, and they're just like in a like he's
weird
he's a loser. You know, her husband's a loser.
You kind of let me get raped there.
I know.
Like,
well,
that's always gonna. Well, that kind of happened, right?
Big Tuna says that it wouldn't have happened that way because she would have just went to the dance with him. Like they wouldn't have been in the car scenario.
Oh, so that wouldn't have happened. Well, maybe not there.
Yeah, maybe not there, but
Biff had something on his mind.
Yes.
And it wasn't doing promenades at the school dance.
No. Like when Marty first goes back in time and he like hits that. Or is it in that one or is it in 3 where he hits the tree with the DeLorean?
Oh, it's 2.
It's in 1 or 2, and it's funny because like when you go back, so like the town is called like 1 tree or 2 trees, something like that, right. And then like when they go back, it's like subtly 1 tree,
right?
You know,
that's cool.
Yeah, just like
that's very
miniature
cool.
Stuff like that. I love the idea of Biff being like a total beta afterwards.
Yeah, like their manservant.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? It's like this dude. He's got like their house isn't something crazy.
No,
it's like. How does he have like a dude?
Yeah.
You know, like a guy,
his manservant.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
so weird.
Just harboring all this like pent up rage that's eventually going to explode. He's going to kill you and your family in your sleep.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane. Like there's so much stuff that they don't address in the timeline that like, oh, if we didn't go back and fix this would have been terrible. Like the thing with the car accident.
Oh yeah.
When he's going to race that dude and then he ends up not doing it. And shout out to Elizabeth Shue, man. Just diamond it up in the future and in the past. And yeah, like just I love time travel stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's not done. It's rarely done well. And even this, at least they explain the kind of like Splinter universe. They split that up, which at least makes some sense.
Sure.
Very X-Men, so I'm down with that. But you know, as a whole, I think that they all work together. It is a fun watch. Like if my kids, when they're a little older and they're like, hey, I want to watch Back to the Future and I want to do like a whole day, I would totally pull my kids out of school
to do Back to the Future Day?
And just do Back to the Future
Day. That's awesome.
Yeah, like on an October 21st somewhere, just like do that.
In the future.
As
I shout out to Crispin Glover too. I think he was great.
He was great.
And they had Eric Stoltz was actually cast as Marty McFly for a couple of weeks, and I guess this isn't working.
Yeah, there's even footage. Yeah, there's even footage with him, and it's just like, oh man,
yeah, this thing will work.
Poor Eric, and I say poor Eric Stoltz. He still had a great career.
He's fine. Yeah,
but he didn't know Michael Jackson or Michael J. Fox career. You know,
it's just I don't know, man. Then I think my other like kind of odd scene. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but the kid that had to use the bathroom in the movie it was one of Doc's kids, and they're standing on top of the train, and he's pointing to his wiener. I'll pull it up for you later.
Okay,
and it someone pointed it out, so now it's like this odd like movie thing. Yeah, but it's like the kid, they actually caught up with him. He's like, no, I had to go to the bathroom really bad.
Oh, that's funny.
So I was pointing to my
gosh,
my dingling to go to cut so I can go pee.
Oh my gosh,
I'll pull it up for you. Like
that's
after the
hilarious.
show.
I did not see that.
Yeah, so that's that little trivia there for you.
and Crispin Glover was great. Did you see that stuff where he wanted just as much money as Michael J. Fox for the second one?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, dude, he's not
crazy.
He's not in the second one.
Nope.
Yeah, that's some other dude upside down, like getting his back worked on.
Good on Zemeckis for getting around it. Mm-hmm. Look at him, dude.
Hey, dude. Yeah, we don't need you at all.
We don't.
Yeah. And then I think they just use existing footage for 2 and 3, and then they have the double, because even when you go back, you see the guy who's upside down. He's got a ton of like makeup.
Oh, big size.
He's got a ton of makeup.
Yep.
Yeah. The I like the futuristic house, like the futuristic house that's like still like lower middle class. When the Michael J. Fox is like fruit, and it like comes down, and he's got like the big goggles on because he's watching something, and
we're heading there,
dude.
We're getting there.
It was a really fun way to. I love seeing people's interpretation of like what the future will be.
Sure.
Be it post-apocalyptic, be it just like postmodern. You know, just flying cars, hoverboards.
What are our flying cars? We got hoverboards.
Mm-hmm. They have some versions of it.
Of the flying car?
Yeah, but the thing is that then everybody's got to be like a pilot.
That's true.
You know,
get your pilot's license.
Yeah, like you still got to stay, like you can't, it'll be way too hard to control. At least with cars, you can control where the cars go. So if they go off road, there's a better chance that they're going to mess up their car. But when you can fly something over any terrain,
a lot of people are in danger.
Yeah, everybody's in danger. Electrical lines, buildings. Yeah, it's just it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So thanks, guys. Thanks Zemeckis for giving us the thought that we could have it, but we're never going to.
I know. I think if it happens, I'm gonna get a flying DeLorean. I gotta do that.
Oh yeah,
I have to make that happen.
Dude, do you ever see those people who like build DeLoreans?
Oh yeah.
Like they like find the parts. They find it's massive.
It's a deal. It's a big deal.
If I won the Powerball, I would totally have a garage. I'm gonna name my garage cars. Okay, I'm gonna have DeLorean, Batmobile, Black Beauty.
The General Lee?
Nope. What are some other
Knight Rider?
Knight Rider. Yeah,
kit.
you're gonna have to have a kit. And then obviously generational Batman,
the different oh god.
Yeah, like there would
Tumbler
be
would be just I don't even know if you could drive that on the road though.
You might be able to.
Yeah.
You might be able to. I don't know, it might be too wide.
I think it's
But obviously if I have a Powerball, I just have a track.
Drive the Tumbler.
Where I chase you with my Tumbler, and then right when you think you're gonna get away, boom, taser. So happy Back to the Future Day to everyone. If you haven't watched it in a while, go back to it. I watched it last year. I will be watching it most likely this week. Kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell to get the alert when we're doing stuff. Let us know what you think of the show. Give us some show ideas. If there's any type of questions you have for us, leave in the comments. DM us on Instagram at REC Podcast. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
For the future.
Which is
Bishop.
Just a
Bishop from X-Men quote.
That's right. You really
Cue the harmonica music.
Kids, thank you so much for watching. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
We will catch you on the next podcast.